A judge allowed the release of some information from the Garner case on Thursday. The grand jury met for 9 weeks, and it heard testimony from 50 witnesses, including 22 civilians. It examined 60 pieces of evidence and saw 4 videos. Jan Crawford is in Washington with a closer look at the grand jury process. Hi, Jan. Good morning.
Well, good morning. So, normally those details of what goes on in a grand jury are kept sealed. But in both the Garner and the Brown cases, the government decided to release some of that information because, as you know, a lot of people are asking, how could those grand juries decide not to bring charges against the officers and whether the grand jury system is useless? The fates of officers Darren Wilson and Daniel Pantaleo were decided by grand juries, a system enshrined in the Constitution, considered by the framers an important check on government power. But now there is growing criticism the government can hijack the system to get results it wants.
The system is under the complete control, under the thumb of prosecutors.
The Cato Institute's Timothy Lynch 11 years ago co-authored a scathing analysis, a grand facade, how the grand jury was captured by government.
If the prosecutor wants an indictment, he's going to get an indictment.
What if he doesn't want an indictment?
If he doesn't want an indictment, the same thing holds. There will be no indictment.
A grand jury is significantly different from a regular jury in a trial. It doesn't decide guilt or innocence, only whether there's enough evidence to go to trial. It meets in secret. Prosecutors dictate what evidence and witnesses the jury sees. There's generally no judge or defense attorney. Last week, St. Louis prosecuting attorney Robert McCulloch defended the grand jury that declined to indict Officer Wilson.
All 12 jurors were present for every session, and all 12 jurors heard every word of testimony and examined every item of evidence.
But critics say grand juries rarely indict police where prosecutors don't want to.
We want to think that prosecutors follow the evidence wherever it leads, but the reality is they're often reluctant to take on members of the police department, even when the evidence is incriminating.
Now, there's another reason we rarely see grand juries indicting police officers, because the law tends to give police a lot of discretion if an officer reasonably believes that a suspect is putting someone in serious danger. He generally can use deadly force. Charlie?
Jen, thanks.